Hey, all you cool cats and
You can't
people.
say that. That's I think that might be a copyright, actually.
I didn't say the whole thing. And
people, I guess.
yikes! If I had that lady after me though,
That's not going to be good
would
for
not
you.
want to. Yeah, would not
I only
be good
saw
for
like the
anyone.
last 3 episodes, but I know it's not going to be good for you.
Yeah, don't watch it. Well, hey, what's up, everybody? Episode 4. Here it is. This is the make or break. It's a good thing we
You've been hyping this one up.
Yeah.
We said, give us episode 4, and here we are.
And here's episode 4. So,
Really?
spoiler alert, behind the scenes, we're recording episode 4 the same day we record episode 3. So
Oh,
today's
that's
date
mysterious.
is the last date
That's the secret.
that you heard
of
from us. Yeah,
Showbiz, baby.
So, you never know. Full day at the studio,
Right.
trying to give our listeners what they want. You can hear Braden's dog Graham snoring.
Snoring.
Long day at the vet. Tell us about old Graham. How is old Graham? Fill us in on his life, because
He's a good guy.
interesting
Love
as
him a lot.
always. Yeah,
He's my good friend.
he was your first round draft pick. We'll
Right.
Put it like that.
Yes. He's about a year and a half old maybe now. He's a bigger boy. He carries his weight.
Right.
Everyone's
so
kind of
to our
thinking,
listeners, he looks a little bit like an ottoman.
wow. Okay.
No, what's the thing that you put your footrest on?
An ottoman?
Is that what
correct.
it is?
Yeah.
No, an ottoman I feel like is really
I feel
big.
it's kind of accurate though. I have an ottoman that's that color and it kind of looks like him now.
Maybe
if you say
that's
that.
maybe you've
That's the
just been
purpose.
looking at your ottoman this whole entire
right.
time.
Wow. And it's snoring. No, he's been a chunky boy. I've done everything. He's on like a diet food. He gets minimal, like his required caloric intake per day. Try to exercise him, but he doesn't like walking down the street. So the vet's like, let's check his thyroid in 6 months, but it's not
He has
better.
deer legs.
Right, he has long legs. So they checked his thyroid today, and she said, okay, we're going to do a quick blood screen. If it's
How
clear
do you
cut,
take a thyroid?
they just take their blood and test it. And look at the cells in it.
So
I don't know.
carry on.
My wayward son. They did that, and she said, if it's a clear cut yes or no, then we'll give him medicine. If not, we just send it off to another lab, and you'll pay $200 to us to have that data ran. So of course she called me back and said, so yours Graham's was 0.2 within our gray area limit, so we're going to send it off to another lab and have them look at it. So, I mean, he probably has hypothyroidism, but I guess I'll have to pay $200 to find out.
Which then just means like he eats a lot or something.
And it means that his thyroid gland is not producing enough hormone. So he'll be on the supplement to take like 2 times a day, which
What do
will make
you
up
need
for
your
that.
thyroid gland for?
I mean, you could Google it.
Oh,
A lot
so
of
you
people
don't
have
even know.
hypothyroidism. It's like a
So
common
are
thing
you-
in people.
So are you like freaking out though? Then you don't even know what your dog has.
I mean, the thyroid is a pretty minor issue.
Well, I was thinking on the way home today when you told me that, I was thinking pituitary, and that confused me.
Yeah, that probably been more severe.
So I was gonna say,
that's
no
like
wonder his legs are so
buried in the
long
brain.
and his eyes are crooked, but also
Right.
he's chubby and small.
Right. The good news was that he was cleared from having any cancer, because that was the
Oh,
other concern
wow,
about him
bless
before.
up.
They had to do a cytology, not psychology. So I thought she said the first time. I was like, why are you doing a psychology exam
Don't be
on my
giving
dog?
me none of that.
Cytology, as in cyto, C-Y-T-O, meaning cell.
Of
For all
course.
you biology
Right.
students out there.
Cytoplasm.
And they said there's some unusual cells, but it turns out he just has warts on his claws.
Oh.
So she said they'll probably just fall off on their own to make sure they don't get infected. So I'm gonna be walking around barefoot in my carpet and just step on a crusty wart at some point.
That's pretty disgusting. That makes me want to gag
You
my
want to?
armies.
He has one on his left.
No,
paw.
I don't want to look
Let's
at
go
it.
look at it. We're gonna look
Nope,
at it after this episode.
I'm not going to. Also, my grandpa has, he uses like, cattle horn remover, and he rubs that on warts. It
he
freezes
does
them right
not.
off. He says it's great.
Oh, it freezes them.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking you meant just some abrasive thing that just rubbed until it grinded it off.
No.
I mean, that's what the doctors do. right?
Actually, speaking of, somebody I know that listens to this podcast that we, as a mutual friend, saw him the other day, and I looked and I was like, dude, you're bleeding. And he's like, yeah, I cut a wart off.
Oh,
And
God.
I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I took a, what did he say he took? He took
a pocket knife or something.
no, it wasn't a
box
pocket.
cutter?
No, he took like a
Scissors?
no, it was like a razor wire or like a string. He took something, and I was like, that's a huge tetanus.
Oh,
And
my
we won't
gosh.
reveal Cooper Jepson's name because I don't want anybody to at him about
Wow.
making that mistake.
I didn't know
but,
that was a thing. I'm about to add him after we're done recording this.
Yeah.
Wow. I
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll tell you that it was
off.
after we're done recording. I'll tell you that it was Cooper Jepson.
Wow. Well, that's
So
two name
kind
drops now.
of gross.
Jeez, yeah, he's gonna
by
get
him. But anyways,
mouthful here.
he's lucky that I'm not exposing him. Anyways.
Ouch.
So what's on deck for today? Well,
I love answering my own questions.
we just what?
I hear you ask yourself that question and then answer it.
Oh, well, what's on deck for today? Well, here's the big interview, the interview you've all been waiting for. The how many followers does he have on TikTok?
Like,
Oh, we can ask him that. That can be a question.
Let's estimate. Let's
estimate.
I think
Excuse you.
esophagus just
Excuse
ruptured.
you. I think that was probably a wart bursting. Well, the big interview today is Christian McQueen. I'm going to call him, and we'll delay for station identification right when I call him to make sure that he answers, because I gave him a warning, but that was like an hour ago.
Authentic. Put the phone up to the...
Well, I will. I'll hold the phone up there.
Wait, have we checked the audio?
No, we haven't done a mic check of the audio, so...
Oh my gosh. Who's the EP on this thing?
We might have to... Hopefully we don't lose any track. Surely it will pick him up. I'm going to put it on speaker and just hold it like right here.
Relatively close. Not too close.
I mean, hopefully it doesn't just chirp or
Right.
anything. Oh, man, that'd be tough.
Well, we're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Man,
If
we
not,
can record
we'll upload a transcript of what we
if
said
not,
in this podcast.
if not, we'll just mute it during that portion and just write closed captioning and titles. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So we're gonna talk to him about some life, and we've got some questions and some HOPF takes for him. Because we're coming for. He said come for me. So.
Wow. Okay.
We're going at him. So anyways, if we don't have anything else that we'd like to discuss, we can get right to that because we're keeping him short.
Right. We're making him
So
short.
let's see if he calls. I called him a little bit ago and gave him a warning, but I said 20 minutes and that was like an hour ago. So we'll see what he says.
I'm nervous.
Hopefully.
You.
Christian!
What's good?
Not even a whole ring.
You
in
are
the answers.
wow. He was prepared. You're on the air, dude. Welcome to HOPF Takes.
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be on.
So we were just wondering, how many followers do you have on your social media platforms?
So I'll go TikTok to Instagram.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna lead with Babe Ruth, huh?
Yep. TikTok, I have 301,000.
I said 300.
301,000.
Yeah, and Instagram, I have. Oh boy. I have 5,537.
Wow.
Jeez.
So do you know all those people?
Absolutely not. The only ones I care about are Braden Fowl and White Austrian.
Whoa.
Yikes! You just outed a lot of other listeners.
That's big
So,
time.
but yeah, that's a
You
HOPF
know who
take.
they are. You can't be faulted for that.
That's a HOPF take.
That's right.
What's your Snapchat score?
Shoot. I promise you it's not over 1 million because I don't snap a lot of people.
Wow. Well, I don't know. You are renegading a lot.
Let's see. My snap score is 196,000.
Wow. Actually, not.
I don't know
That's
how
not
that
that big.
relates to-
I would have said that was bigger.
I told you, I don't be snapping people like that. Dude. People
Well,
don't like
see,
me.
what it is chats don't
Exclusive.
get you points. It's
Ew,
snapping.
I hate
It's the
Snapchat
snapping
messages.
chats. The
That shouldn't
chats.
be a thing.
I just don't like how they notify you that they're typing.
Yeah,
Like, it's cool that...
just send me an iMessage.
Anyways, HOPF takes. So, Christian, tell us about yourself. Your little backstory. You're from Laverne, California, a subsidiary of L.A. Shout out Bonita. And you
That's right.
you are now in Brooklyn by way of Kansas. So, tell us more about how you don't care for weather.
That's actually a very funny segue into that first story then. I mean, you pretty much just told the story of how I got
Right.
to
You kind of asked him the question.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let the guy talk, dude. He's got 300,000
Okay.
followers on
Right,
TikTok.
Right.
Good
My
lord.
bad. Go on.
Go ahead,
First
Mr.
day-
McQueen.
First day I was in Kansas, I went to Bogies with like Wyatt and a bunch of other football players, and you know they said it was gonna rain later in the day, but you know like me being from California, I'm like okay, like rain, like you know it's just gonna be a couple sprinkles, whatever here and there. We grab our ice cream from Bogies and probably like some fries or something like that, and I look outside and it sounds like there's a hurricane outside. And to me, there was, because as soon as we walked outside, the wind was howling and blowing sideways so hard, the rain was literally coming down sideways. I was like, we're all dead. We're dead. Like, this is my first day in Kansas. Like, this is how I go. You know, it was wild, dude.
That was your first day?
Yeah, dude. Bro, you don't remember that?
No, that was 2014.
Wow.
So no, I honestly don't remember that.
Friend.
Maybe it wasn't the first day, but it was like once we all kind of like got, you know, like introduced to each other, and like you know, the freshmen, like all of us kind of like went out to just go to bogeys.
Right. Yes, of course. That freshman class, man. Shout out to Third South, baby.
Oh shoot, that was special for me. Very special for me.
Yeah, that one. Shut them down. So anyways, so you came to Kansas Wesleyan to play football and sing, so you were kind of a big deal. And I'm only going to hype you up as much as you deserve to be hyped up. It kind of turned out being your college when you left. But anyways, tell us about how you came to school and you had really high aspirations and you took the 4 hardest classes to take as a freshman and you got really bad grades in them. Tell us more about that.
Yeah. So honestly, it's a very, very, very important story, and I think I'd probably tell this to a lot of younger people. That, you know, when you come in as a freshman, like unless you're like, you know, Braden Fowles.
Don't do that.
Like, I mean, you know, go ahead, take all the classes you want, but like, don't, you know, how do I put this? Don't put too much food on your plate. You know, yes, you know, you should try and excel and do as much as you can so you can be as best as you can, but like, also make sure that you have enough time to handle everything that's on your plate, and that you still have enough time for your social life and, you know, all the different things that you want to do. Because I'm telling you, if you put too much weight on the bar, it will crush you, and that's exactly what happened to me. And and luckily, you know, I had some really, really, really smart and supportive people in my corner that, you know, when it happened, they were like, hey, you know, you can take this route, and, you know, I think it would really be beneficial for you. And I did, and it really worked out in my favor, and I'm super glad that, you know, I made that choice, because then it led me to, you know, my junior year and figuring out that, you know, even though I'm getting this degree, like, what I really want to do is, you know, become an actor, become a stage actor and singer. And I wouldn't be any happier anywhere else. You know, I'm happy doing what I'm doing and where I am.
Wow, that was inspiring. But a couple of things you said. Now, some questions off of your answer. Now, you mentioned don't put too much food on your plate. Can you tell us more about how much you used to eat at the Calf? What was your record for buffet plates?
Ah, man, dude, I swear. Bro,
I think it was 7.
7?
Jeez. Yeah.
I would say it was up there. It was up there. But I'll tell you this right now. Sung On used to put food away, like just demolish plates. I don't know if you remember Sung. Of course you remember Sung.
Yeah, I remember Sung. For our listeners, Sung was like 6'3", 290, and he was
a unit.
Yeah, he was big. He was a big dude. His calves were about the size of Braden's head.
Oh, geez, that's a big head.
Yeah, but so that, and then another thing you said was you put so much weight on the bar. So tell us about the numbers you used to put up in the weight room there, Big Hoss. And also, then side note to that question is, how many times would you walk in the weight room and only work out your biceps, and also then not your legs?
I couldn't even do that anymore after I got to college, because Coach Mick would always catch me and squeeze the hell out of my arms so that they would hurt. But you know, going to Kansas Wesleyan after high school was just such an awesome opportunity for me, because, you know, they had guys like Coach Mick who were like just absolute, like Coach Mick. You know, not every strength coach just eats, sleeps, and breathes the weight room, you know? But like Coach Mick just eats, sleeps, and breathes the way, like, he loved fitness and working out so much. So, you know, when I showed up, and, you know, Drinkle was like, hey, like, you want playing time? You want me to like you? you should love being in the weight room with this guy. And I saw that as like, okay, well, you work hard, you get on the field. And I absolutely fell in love with Coach Mick. I fell in love with the weight room. I fell in love with everything. I believe my maxes, highest maxes I ever had, I think my squat was like 495. I think it was like 505. My squat was like 505. My bench was probably like 315. I never put too much on bench.
Too much.
And then my bench, clean. I think my clean was like I want to maybe say 285. But like I was really really putting up weight. I always tried to get Wyatt to throw some more up, but Wyatt was always like, hey man, I'm just chilling here. I'm just chilling.
I did.
I'd be like, oh, okay.
I added a lot of weight. Let me tell you, I went from a GPA boost to a GPA boost.
Oh, hey, look, that's another thing I'm going to say is, look, you want to talk about a guy who, like, saved our team many, many times.
Oh, and we're out of time. I'm just kidding.
Braden, I'm telling you this right now, dude. Drinkle would just absolutely tear our team apart. Just like, what are you guys doing? We're literally like, we have so many guys who are just failing classes, blah, 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 and we just be sitting there getting our butts chewed out. I'm trying not to curse. Sitting there getting our butts chewed out. And he'd be like, literally, if Wyatt Hofstra wasn't on this team, we'd just be a whole team of freaking R word. he's like, we'd be a whole team of dumbasses, and I'd just be like, God dang, dude, he's killing us. But no, man.
Yeah, we had a couple long nights.
Yeah, we had a couple long nights. So yeah, definitely.
Speaking of long nights, tell us more about how much you would eat at McDonald's at 3 a.m.
Bro, you're really putting me. Putting me all the way out there right now. Honestly, to be honest, I had McDonald's for the first time in a very long time yesterday, and I'm telling you right now, that stuff slapped, dude. Oh my God, slapped. But yeah, I used to probably ask Wyatt to go to McDonald's every single day of the week, and I'm like, you think that's an exaggeration?
And like not at dinner, it was not at meals. It was like later than 1 a.m.
It was like 3 in the morning. It was either me and Wyatt were still up playing video games, or Wyatt was like asleep. And I would walk inside his room, and he'd be like either dead asleep or like kind of on his phone, kind of up.
Or asleep, and I wake up to bright light in my room because, spoiler alert, he who holds the RA key can just walk in any room at any time he wants.
I'm done. And I'd be like, hey, bro, you gotta go to McDonald's. And I'd always either get one of 3 responses.
It was after you'd jump on me. You would run and you would jump on me.
Yes.
And usually put me in a headlock.
Bro, you exposing me.
I want to know Sorry, go ahead.
You said what, Braden?
I wanted to know if I've heard the story partially of you hurting, in air quotation marks, Wyatt's shoulder at some point. Was that because of a McDonald's run or not?
Braden. Wyatt,
Christian,
don't say a word.
Christian, you better tell the truth.
Wyatt, don't say a word.
I'm just saying you better tell the truth, Christian, because I'm going to expose you. You better tell the truth.
I just opened the Bible app. I have my hand on the Bible app. I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay, because this is for insurance purposes, because now I'm getting you on the record.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, say it.
I walked in the choir room, Braden.
Okay.
And I don't know, me and
Fun fact, my only lifetime injury is on the floor of the choir room. Okay, go ahead.
Horsing around. We were horsing around.
Of course, what's new?
And you know what? Like, Wyatt's trying to, like, mess with me or, like, wrestle with me or whatever like that. And I was just kind of, like, messing around.
Lifetime, I think in the 4 years at college with Christian, I think that I was probably, like, 25 and like 41 against Christian.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Where are these numbers coming from?
There's a tally in my head. Keep going.
But I kind of like squeeze them and like take them to the ground, and all of a sudden all you hear is this guy go, "Oh," you know why? You know why?
Yeah, I can imagine that.
And I'm like, oh no, like, that sounds super disingenuous. I was like, oh crap, like, like what happened, dude? He's like, my shoulder, and then the dude just like melts the hell out of it. He's like, yeah, dude, I think you dislocated my shoulder. I'm like, dude, get out of here right now. Like, are you kidding me? And that happened at like our senior year.
Yeah.
That happened our senior year. We've been out of college for 2 years, and he's still out here crying about
Yeah,
it.
that's true. I can second that.
Okay, so if you want the other side to the coin,
Yeah.
there's some similarities there. There's some differences. So we were practicing wrestling moves when we walked in the choir room after lunch, and I think that it was me and Brody at the time, or Ethan, and we were doing some Kafabe WWE wrestling, and I was laying on the ground with my left arm underneath me across my body, and Christian comes in from lunch like he always did, and walked in kind of with the most jangly spurs in the door, how like that. And he comes in and does the people's elbow drop onto me, and I swear that my left shoulder touched my chin, and immediately I couldn't do anything. I had to get my shoulder out from underneath me, and I was just like holding back tears. And then Hakoda was tired of us wrestling and ready to get to work, and he was like, "What are you doing? Stop wrestling in my room. Get to a seat. We need to sing now. Get your seat." And he hit the piano. And so then everybody goes back to their seats. So then everybody in the choir room is watching me pick myself up off the floor and get my Buzz Lightyear left arm from jumping off the balcony. And I walk back to my seat, and I'm like, man, I think I definitely tore my labrum. And Christian really messed my arm up right now. And yes, Christian's right. To this day, that was about 3 years ago almost. And to this day, picking up the right sack of feed, or bucket of baseballs, or when I put 600 pounds on bench press, it hurts. It hurts a little bit.
So the critical difference between the two stories is, I think Christian said something along the lines of he squeezed you and threw you down, and Wyatt's saying it was a people's elbow that did the damage.
Braden, are you listening right now?
I'm listening.
Okay. You know Wyatt. You've known Wyatt longer than I've known Wyatt.
Correct. Yes.
Do you think he's exaggerating? Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
For the record, he's sitting in the room with me, and you are not. I'm just saying that may or may not influence his answer.
Let me just say,
may or may not influence.
Braden has never lied to me.
I'll just say Wyatt brings it up a fair amount, whether it's on a Fortnite party line or like, I don't know, just talking on the phone after a day of weights with the Valley Falls football players. He says, "Wow, my shoulder's really acting up today."
Really be
Christian.
bumming.
So
yeah, so Christian's lucky that my kids are going to have to thank Christian because it was my left shoulder and not my right shoulder, so I can still play catch with them and tell them that heroes are remembered but legends never die. So a couple more things let's talk about. How about all those choir tours where I'd have to pick up after you? Or here's a Hoff take. That time that we stayed with that guy, and he was like, "Hey, how about omelets in the morning?" And we're like, "Yeah, that sounds great." And we went to bed and played Super Smash on the Wii for all night, and it was like 3 a.m. and we turned the lights out and it was pitch black, and I was almost asleep. And Christian goes, "Hey, Wyatt," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he goes, "I forgot to tell him I don't like egg." Like, that was like I feel like that's the only when I think of an omelet, I only think of an egg. So when we got up there, so I said, "Well, oof, that was, you didn't think about that?" And then sure enough, we get up there, and the guy's just cooking an omelet by the time we get up there. And I sit down, and I'm like, yeah, he's like, hey, what do you guys want in your omelets? And he's like, how about, and I said, what do you got? And he's like, this and that and that. And I said, yeah, that sounds all good. You know, not a mushroom guy myself, but this and that. And he goes, yeah, what about you, Christian? Christian goes, oh, I don't eat egg. And the guy, like, stops. He, like, stopped, you know, his back was to us, like, on this little skillet. And he, like, stopped, and he, like, stood up, and he, like, turned around. He said, you don't eat egg. And Christian goes, yeah. And he's like, so, like a toast, toast with peanut butter on it? And Chris was like, oh, dude, I love that. So, fun fact of the day.
Oh, man.
I haven't heard that story before. That one's pretty funny.
I got a lot. Christian can be a recurring guest. And we can just talk about different stories in different times. Or we can talk about, like, drinkalisms or something. Here's another question that our listeners want to know. What made you choose to go from 4 Fs in really hard classes, trying to be like a physics major and like a math teacher or something, to then going to a degree as broad as your shoulders in communication?
Didn't you ask him that already?
No.
Just not in that way?
No. So like, I feel like I could have just, you know, probably stuck with whatever I was doing.
Oh, stop! That was a roast. That was a roast of a question. You don't have to answer it. It was a given. But listen. Tell us about how you chose. Well, tell us about now. Long story short, Christian found out he was a really good singer, and a lot of really good musicians said he's a good singer. So now he's trying to get onto Broadway. So there, pick up the story from there, bud.
So I have since come to New York. I've done, what is it, 6 shows since I left college, and they've all went really good. I played some really awesome parts, some dream roles, honestly, which I didn't think I would get, you know, that soon on. But I'm very blessed, and I'm grateful that I've gotten those opportunities. And, you know, my career slowly opening up, and it was honestly on a really, really high. Like, it was about to take off, like, right before COVID, which I feel like that's the same story with a lot of people. Like, a lot of people's careers were, like, you know, just on the up and up right before COVID hit. But, you know, that's life. Things happen, and, you know, you just kind of have to, you have to roll with the adversity. So, you know, I've been battling and just, you know, trying to stay busy and stay creative in my time in quarantine, in my time during COVID, and making sure that I remind myself and other people that, look, when this stuff ends, people are going to be clamoring for work. People are going to be just taking people, and you don't want to be the person that's caught slipping. You don't want the people to call you and be like, hey, it's time to come back to work, and you're sitting there out of shape. You haven't sung in months. You haven't, you know, done anything creative in months. Like, you don't want to be that person caught slipping. So make sure you are on your A game constantly. And that's what I've tried to do, and I'm thankful that I've had things like my TikTok to use as like an artistic outlet, and, you know, my other things that I use as artistic outlets, and I'm very grateful for all that.
Wow. Hoff take.
Wow. I'm inspired.
That's a Mac Smack from McQueen. So a thing there. So plug you a little. Your username is the show 6000 on across all platforms.
Yep. I'm gonna share this on my platforms.
What? Holy smokes! Wow, we're about to turn up.
Gosh.
Hopefully. Wow. What was I gonna say? Oh, hey, I watched Hamilton the other day.
So what did you think of the second half?
It was pretty good. The whole thing was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I know I'm kind of.
Show?
Crap.
What are you saying?
I liked.
You can tell me the person that sang it, and then I'll tell you what song.
I'm trying to think. Well, I liked the. I kind of like Room Where It Happened.
That's a showstopper.
I kind of like that one.
It's a showstopper.
I kind of like what's Odom's in the second half that everybody likes.
Dear Theodosia?
Yeah, that one. I liked that one.
like one of his bigger songs.
Yeah, his ending one, his big one.
Oh, then yeah, Room Where It Happens, or like the very very end where he sings, The World Was Wide Enough. The world was wide enough for both Hamilton and
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the whole thing. I mean, like I kind of knew all about it before I watched it. I don't know. You know, it wasn't like
Yeah.
Like it was my first time watching it, but it didn't feel like a new experience. You know, a little bit. It was just kind of like, oh, finally I watched this thing that everybody's talked about for like 6 years.
So is it worth me watching it?
Yeah, Braden, you would really like it. Side note.
Braden, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Ooh, man, Braden, you're gonna love it.
I think Braden would like it.
I'm calling.
Because like my
hot take.
Oh,
Hot take.
hot
Braden's
take.
gonna love Hamilton.
Hot
I
take,
will
Braden's gonna
report
love
back.
Hamilton. He'll report back. He's gonna watch it tonight.
Oh, I know. That's
watch.
like,
See it for our recording
like
tomorrow.
2.5 hours long.
2 hours 40 minutes with a minute
that's not
intermission.
happening tonight. But soon,
Also
possibly.
for our viewers, for royal listeners, well, side note, if I was in Hamilton, I definitely would play King George.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty fire part. I could do that pretty easy. For those of you that know me,
Wow.
for those of you that don't, I could do it pretty easy.
Take my word for it.
I used to dabble in singing. What was I going to say? Oh, just today, actually, Christian tweeted Leslie Odom Jr., and he replied. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm still screaming about it.
Yeah, it sounds like it, dude. I can tell in your voice. You're just ecstatic.
Yeah. I literally, like, dude, I hope he remembers that. Because I promise you, I am. And one day I'm going to meet him, and he's going to be like, hey, nice to meet you, kid.
Dude, what would be cool is if you printed off that, you had it on like a cardstock, you printed off that tweet exchange, and like when you meet him, you just whipped it out, no bent edges or anything, and you're just like, hey, sign this right here. And he was just like, whoa. He's like, oof, you held me to it. You are predominantly more powerful than me.
What if he did that and he just said, like, that was my social media manager who said that?
What if he did and he's like, yeah, actually, I don't even run my Twitter. I'm verified. That thing, obviously, it says Twitter for Samsung, and I have an iPhone, duh.
That would piss me off.
Oof.
But no,
What if he met you and instantly went into a sing-off? Would you be able to keep up? And yes or no, would you pick a John Legend song to try to keep up with him?
No. I would probably go more like, I would probably stick in the musical theater genre, so that because if you give him that scope to choose anything, then he's gonna pick something jazzy, and I'm not gonna know what to do. So I would stick in the musical theater genre, so that he would have to pick from that select amount of songs. Because if I give him full scope, he's gonna demolish me.
Right, that really narrows it down to everything he does for a living.
I mean, yeah, but still.
You could sing. You could sing "Precious Lord."
Bro, look, hey, that one's a showstopper, man.
Yeah, I guess so. You brought down the house a couple times with that one.
I actually tweeted today that I wanted to go to Japan, and guess who hit me up?
Oh boy, who?
You know who.
Did he actually?
I'm not even gonna say that.
Hakoda, did he actually?
Yeah, he did.
What'd he say?
He said, you should come to Japan.
He follows you on Twitter and just like sees your stuff and talks to you?
He follows 4 people. You want to know who they are?
Oh.
Well, I don't.
It's not Life of 72.
I don't think it's me. No, I think it.
He follows Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Christian McQueen, and the last person. One sec, I'm good.
Wasn't it Elon Musk or something? No, Eric Whitaker.
Some other.
Eric Whitaker? Don't know.
Yep, Eric Whitaker.
Was it really? I'm good. I knew all those. Wow, that's pretty incredible. So he just gets it. Christian McQueen liked. Christian McQueen retweeted the show 6000, the show 6000. Donald Trump.
I think that's his entire feed is Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Christian McQueen.
and Elon Musk. That is incredible. What a person. Anyways, yeah, dude, I would go to Japan if there wasn't COVID. That'd be a sweet gig. Sometime I'm gonna go.
Let's let them figure it out first.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not trying to go over there. And anyways, I came for you a little, but it's all in good heart. I love you, dude, and I'm glad that you're safe. And thanks for being on our podcast. And we're gonna have plenty more of these, and we can make you a recurring guest. And if you ever just want to be on, you let me know, and we can get you on here. We can help you produce your image and your likeness and get out there onto YouTube, you know.
All right, sounds good. Send me the link for this so I can share it on my TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat, okay?
Wow, of course.
Might be tomorrow. We have slow internet here.
Yeah, also, this is episode 4, so we still have to release episode 3, so give it a couple days.
Yeah. Also, we're playing Fortnite later. So,
also, yeah, I'm about to leave Braden's house and get on Fortnite.
Oh, all right. Yeah, let me know.
Okay. Well, thanks for being interviewed.
Thanks, Christian.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Yep, you too.
Okay. Love you guys.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Christian.
Wow, now that's over.
You got the real show.
Yeah, now back to our regular scheduled programming. Good grief. I kid. No, that's a pretty good dude. If you want to follow somebody that's going to make it big, that's worth following, follow that guy. It's a good dude. I'm glad I met him. It changed my life. And
you changed his.
Yeah, I guarantee I changed his life. His little California butt came out here. And I something I was going to mention. He came out here, and his so Kansas Wesleyan is in Salina,
right?
And we play football,
right? And
freshman year, long story short, practices were at 6 a.m. So like that's good in like August until like September like 20th, and then like after that 6 a.m. is just freezing cold,
right?
And like some of the coldest practices I've ever played football in my life. And
right.
And this dude, Christian McQueen, comes from LA, all big and bad. And like with cutoffs and jorts and like Vans, you know what I'm saying? And like earrings and and he didn't own a jacket.
He didn't need one.
Right. But like so until November, when he like went back for Thanksgiving and like got a jacket, he was just wearing my jackets.
Oh wow!
So like shout out to all the Oskaloosa football jackets that were sported in a bunch of California TikToks and Snapchats. But anyways, I impacted his life greatly. What a noodlehead. I love the guy though. Anyways, I kid. Well, anyways, that might just about wrap it up for episode 4. We went a little long, but like we told you, that was a podcast.
That was quality content.
That was a podcast. You kind of look like you're about to pass out. Are you okay?
It's hot in here.
I know. We need to open the door. Why is it so hot in here? My palms are sweaty and these weak arms are heavy.
Our house can't maintain temperature upstairs, so.
Well, and I'm just filled with a lot of hot air.
Right. And you're putting your sweaty palms all over my footboard.
Yeah. What else are you supposed to do with it? Put your sweaty feet on it?
No.
Because you don't want my sweaty feet on it.
It smells like feet in here right now.
Well, I think it's my slides.
Wyatt's feet stink because of
I think
his
it's my slides. Oh, that's hurtful. I think it's
like
my
Perry
slides.
Lake water.
Okay. Could be a little bit of that. Not sure. Anyways, episode 4. Hopefully we got a podcast going now. We're rolling. So jump on the horse because
that's a hat trick and one.
And yes, get that penalty in to the hole. Oh right. Yeah.
That's when they foul someone on a 3.
Score one.
Shoot a free throw.
Score one for the hole in one.
Yep.
And the kick is swoosh.